Have you heard of these 10 unique traits of rabbits? Hello everyone, I am Mariska and I'm the bun mom of 4 adorable rabbits. Today we're going to talk about 10 unique traits of rabbits. So let's find out if you know all 10 of these or maybe some are new to you. So let's start right away. Rabbits have long, sensitive ears. Of course, we all know rabbits have long ears. Maybe they're like this, or maybe even like an aeroplane. And these ears are very, very sensitive. So it could be that you're in your car, approaching your house, actually on the other side of town maybe, and they can already recognize the sound of your car because they can hear sounds from far, far away. So this also means when you're making loud noises, maybe when you have loud music or maybe there are fireworks outside. This is very loud for your rabbits because their hearing is much better than ours. Rabbits can also rotate their ears independently to detect sounds from different directions. So maybe one ear is pointed that way and the other one is like that. That also looks very funny and cute. Also, they are using the ears to communicate with each other. So when you see a rabbit with its ears, forward, maybe the rabbit is scared, but it can also, be ready to attack. So be careful. And when the ears are lying back in the neck, then the rabbit can be feeling unwell, or maybe he or she is very, very tired. It can mean different things, but they can communicate this way to other rabbits and make things clear. Rabbits have continuously growing teeth. This is something we humans don't have problems with because our teeth are just, the way they are. They can, we can lose teeth and such, but our teeth, when they've stopped growing, then they've stopped growing, but the teeth of rabbits, they grow continuously. This means rabbits need to chew a lot during the day to keep their teeth short enough to be able to eat food and such. So when your rabbit is chewing on your furniture, then, from now on you know why they're doing that, because their teeth need to be shortened. And when they chew on your furniture, it might be a good idea to give them more hay or some chewing materials so they won't be destroying your stuff. And then they, their teeth are kept in shape. Rabbits eat their own poop. This might sound very, very disgusting to you, but yes, rabbits eat their own poops. And no, they don't eat those hard nuggets they produce. They actually produce a different kind of poops called secotropes, and these they eat directly from their bottom. And you might sometimes, find secotropes on the floor or on other objects they've sat on, and they are kind of like, they look berry-like and they're sticky and smelly, and they have to eat those because they are full of nutrients. So when you find your rabbit doesn't eat them enough, maybe there's some problem with their food, or there's a problem with them not being able to bend enough to eat them. Because when they're eating them, they have to be, it's like they're practicing yoga because they eat them directly from the bottom. And when a rabbit is very old and stiff and such, then he might not be able to reach, his own bottom. Rabbits have a strong social hierarchy. When you have multiple rabbits, you might have noticed that one rabbit is dominant over the other. And when you have a group of rabbits, there's always, the rabbit that is on top of the other, and there's a whole hierarchy of the submissive rabbits and the dominant rabbits, and there's always one leader. When you have multiple rabbits, you might actually have noticed that one rabbit is usually grooming the other rabbit more than the other way around. And the rabbit that is being groomed is dominant over the other rabbits. You might also have noticed that one rabbit is often riding on the other rabbits. And that is also a sign that the one who is riding on the other rabbits is being dominant. So you might not have realized this, but when you're petting your rabbit, you're actually telling him that you're submissive to him. So your rabbit is actually on top of the hierarchy. So I think that's very funny, and I don't really mind. No, I love petting my rabbits, and if they want to be on top of the hierarchy, I'm fine with it. Rabbits mark their territory with their chin. Have you ever noticed that rabbits tend to rub their chin over objects? Well, I have, and some of my rabbits start doing this when I have brought a new object into the house. So you can actually watch this when you have maybe a coat or something or another thing your rabbits have never, smelled or seen before. Then just put it on the ground and watch your rabbit, because the chance is big that your rabbit is going to mark it, because, the area is his territory. So when there's a new object in the room, your rabbit wants to make sure the object is his, it's part of his territory, and then everything is all right. So maybe when you have new shoes, realize that when your rabbit rubs its chin or maybe its cheek over it, he is actually saying, these shoes are mine. Rabbits have long whiskers. Rabbits have very sensitive long whiskers, and these whiskers are not just on their face because it looks pretty or cute. These whiskers are actually an instrument for them to navigate. Rabbits have their eyes on the side of their head, so they're not able to, look directly beneath them. So when the rabbit is sitting on top of an object, he cannot actually, see that there's a huge opening beneath them and they can fall in. So they're using these whiskers to gauge the depth of, the floor. They can also gauge the width of an opening because they don't want to get stuck somewhere. So it's very important to never cut off their whiskers. I mean, I don't think people would actually do that, but you never know. And also be careful when you have candles in your house, because one of my rabbits actually jumped on a table and I had a candle on the table, and she, the moment she got onto the table, her whiskers, landed in the flame and some of them got burnt off. So I felt very guilty afterwards for leaving the candle on the table, but it went all so quickly. So be careful with that. Rabbits practice THIGMOTAXIS. THIGMOTAXIS. Actually, I'd never heard of this term before I found it on the internet. This actually means rabbits like to seek comfort and security by pressing their body against other objects, for instance, like a wall or, something else. And you may have noticed that they like to flop against another object and they like to rest against it. And I think actually it's secure for them because, when there's a wall on one side of them, they know there cannot come danger from that area because they are actually a bit protected. And I've also noticed that my rabbits like to, rest beside the side of the rug because that's also some kind of line. On the other hand, I've noticed that when a rabbit has too many walls around him, then he doesn't feel safe anymore. For instance, when you have a small hidey house and it only has one entrance at the front, then sometimes they don't feel secure anymore because when danger comes from the front, they are, they cannot get out anymore. So, too many walls? No. Rabbits can make distinctive sounds. This may come as a surprise to you, but rabbits can actually make some sounds. They can do teeth grinding, purring, growling, oinking. Yes, they can make many sounds, and they are using these sounds to communicate with each other or to you. For instance, teeth grinding. You may have noticed when you're petting your rabbit, he or she might make these, these teeth grinding sounds, and that's a way to communicate that what you're doing is, he is nice and, pleasant. So your rabbit is telling you, go on, go on. On the other hand, when your rabbit is, grinding its teeth very loudly and you're not petting, then it might be a sign your rabbit is in pain. Your rabbit may also make oinking sounds while, for instance, circling you. That's a sign your rabbit is very excited. Your rabbit might actually be a bit in love with you. And when rabbits do this to each other, they are actually telling the other rabbit they are actually ready, to mate with each other. So that's very cute. On the other hand, when your rabbit is growling or something, it's a very clear sound that your rabbit is upset about something. Sometimes when I approach Sarah when she's eating something, she will growl at me because then she is saying, this is my food, don't come near me, So that's a sign for me to back off. Rabbits are very sensitive to heat. If there's something that's not good for rabbits, it's heat. Because, rabbits have these furry coats, they're very thick. And, we humans can already get very hot in summer. but we can take off our clothes, you know, well, maybe not all of them. But rabbits, they have these furry coats and they cannot shed these. I mean, they can get into their summer coat, they can shed a bit, but still, they can get very hot. And they can actually get overheated. And the only way for them to cool themselves is through their ears. So when it's very hot, make sure to cool your rabbits. You can use a cool pot or something, and make sure your rabbit has real shade, like, you know, a roof, or, you know, bring them inside of the house. You can also use tiles and put them in the fridge to cool them, and then give to your rabbits so they have a way to cool themselves. Rabbits have a very distinctive body language. Rabbits use a lot of body language to communicate with each other or even with you. They can do circling, flopping, binkying. They can groom each other. So there's a lot of things they can do. For instance, when your rabbit makes a binky, that's a very funny looking jump in the air, and they move their body. It's very cute to see. Then it means they are very excited and happy. Rabbits can also make a flop. That means that they actually, throw themselves to the ground in a, very relaxing position. That means they're actually very comfortable and safe and want to relax. When your rabbit is circling around you or around other rabbits, it can mean, he or she is very excited. And actually, when rabbits do this to each other, they might actually want to ride on each other, they want to mate. So that's a very clear sign as well. And like I mentioned before, they can also do grooming to establish a hierarchy and to actually clean the other rabbit's head and eyes. So it can be very interesting to observe your rabbit's body behavior, because he might be telling you things and you can learn a lot from his or her behavior. These are the 10 distinctive rabbit traits I wanted to share with you. I'm very curious if you know other distinctive traits, so please share them in the comments. And of course, I'm always happy if you react to my videos, and I will try to respond to all of your comments. If you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you don't want to miss future videos, you can subscribe to my channel. So thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye!